Hello, today is Friday, April 26, 2024. We continue with Tanya, and it's about 5:30 in the morning, Israel time, which is like maybe a little bit before midnight, 10:30, 11 o'clock in the U.S. We're going practical Tanya. We're now getting to chapter now 43, and talks about Tanya compares the reverence, sometimes fear, re'ah hashamayim, awe of God versus love of God, and talks about differences. Love of God, it's like natural feeling that we all have. The reverence, awe of God, is something more generated by the wisdom, by the intellectual arriving to that. Both are important. So Tanya is saying, quoting from a Talmud, if there is no reverence, there is no wisdom. If there is no wisdom, there is no reverence. Well, what does it mean? Tanya says, in Mishnah first statement, there is no reverence, there is no wisdom, points to a lower level of reverence that inspires you to observe the Torah wisdom. The Mishnah second statement, if there is no wisdom, Torah, that wisdom, there is no reverence, suggests a higher level of reverence, which comes after Torah observance. Once again, so if you have a wisdom, it came from the basic lower reverence. But then, the next step, next point, once you receive that wisdom, once you learn the Torah, it then helps you jump up and revere God in a different, in higher level. And Tanya makes an example of powerful person. Think of the difference, the commentary says, between the way you are impressed by a powerful man and the way you are impressed by a holy man, by somebody who is just a good person. There are two major distinctions. A powerful male impresses you because of what he can do, his influence. A holy man impresses you because of who he is, not what can he do, but who he is, a higher caliber of human being. Being in the presence of a powerful man doesn't really change you, but being in the presence of the holy man might deeply impact your life. When you are impressed with a powerful man, you're not really revering him, but his influence. The thought of all that power may overwhelm you, but it doesn't change you inside. You are the same person as before. You've just encountered someone else who is much more powerful than you. That's like being impressed with the awesomeness of the spiritual world, low reverence, and you're impressed by what God can do, but not God himself. A higher reverence, you start to feel the actual presence, you start to feel presence of God himself, the core godliness within the worlds. You are revering God for who he is and not what he can do for you. Not what he can do for you, but what he is. You go a step further. Maybe we're splitting here in definitions here, but there is a difference. It's a process, gradual process. Well, Tanya basically is saying no matter at what level you can reach God, it's all good. But the higher you get there, the more powerful that experience, the more you're coming together, in merging with God. To describe how the experience changes you, higher reverence is also referred to here as a reverence from a deep sense of shame. When you're in the presence of, well, shame is not humiliating, but it's when you're in the presence of a holy man, you begin to question your own inner worth. If another person can be that holy, that refined, what does it say about you? You begin to feel that by this standard, your life achievements are embarrassing. That is, this is what a human being can rise to, then you haven't even begun yet. Similarly, the experience of higher reverence is one of losing your identity in the presence of God. You begin to vacate and transcend yourself. You connect with the reality of God, which leaves no room for any other separate existence. It is of this higher reverence that the sages say, if there is no wisdom, which is chokhmah, there is no reverence. So Tanya now will start talking more about chokhmah, about higher three sfirot versus the lower seven sfirot. But it's interesting again to note how Yeah, that example I find interesting. Somebody very strong, powerful football player. So, oh, wow, this guy is great. Oh, he can do. Basketball player. You go home, you don't necessarily want to become basketball player or the football player, but during the game, you're watching, it's very impressive. Or the guy lifting, 300 kilograms, 600 pounds away, well, with a muscle man. But if you see somebody who did something good, who is involving every day, he's helping with soup kitchens, or he is in the army defending the country, putting his life on the line, selflessly, for common good, then you say to yourself, well, what can you tell God? I got a first place in a chess tournament, or I received the Basketball of the Year award from a high school. It's all about me, what I have accomplished. Well, what you have accomplished, God would ask, when you get up there eventually at 120 years old, what did you accomplish, essentially, doing for other people, for others, without pay? Not as a job that you are paid to do, but what did you do on your own for other people? That type of person is admired by other people, truly. And then when you look at that, you can find out, well, I really haven't done much in my life. It's all about me instead of all about others, about the world. Something to think about. It's all about me, or is it all about others? Well, you have to think about yourself. You have to eat, you have to exercise, you have to do the gym, you have to take care of your body. You have to do that. But if it's, as Hillel says, if I'm, who am I? How does it go? So I forget the sayings. If I am for myself, it ends like, but if I'm only for myself, that who am I? I forget the saying. I think you remember. But the point is that if I think so greatly about myself, I'm too selfish. What about the rest of the humanity, the rest of the people, the rest of the things I need to accomplish in the world? We all have a mission to accomplish. And once we discover that mission, it's much greater than just me. It's greater than just filling your stomach without sense of hunger. There's a bigger things in the world. And that's what Tanya reaches, telling us. On practical level, we're saying, when you reach at a higher level, it also helps you not only in the world to come. When you get there, I'll get my rewards later. Now let me take care of my own belly. No, even in this world, it begins to affect you, to make you, Midrach Hashem, please God, healthier, happier, more financially secure, less issues with the family, with friends, more balanced, more at peace with yourself and peace with the world. So that's where the Torah study, prayer, and mitzvot come together. You have to elevate yourself, and you have to bring the light, connect your chokhmah with the chokhmah of the upper spheres of the spiritual world, in order to become complete, in order to accomplish your mission, God's mission, your mission in this universe. Have a great weekend. Shabbat Shalom. We'll catch up on Sunday. Mitzvah Hashem. Have a good one.